We're talking with UAB tight end coach Richard Owens. And Coach, we're excited for you to sit down with us and kind of introduce you a little bit to the UAB fan base. Talk to us a little bit about your playing career. I noticed you've obviously been in the NFL and had a good college career. Tell us a little bit about your playing career.
Yeah, I have. You know, I went to the University of Louisville. Out of the University of Louisville, where I got my degree, ended up playing 3 years with the Minnesota Vikings. I was with the St. Louis Rams. I was also with the New York Jets for my last little bit. So I had a good playing career.
You look back at your time in the NFL, what's something that stands out to you about playing that many years and kind of, you got a taste of different organizations in different cities? What's something that stands out about your NFL career to you?
Just being around, to me, what I liked and enjoyed about it the most was just my competitive nature and being in competition week in and week out. Just kind of the procedure and the routines that you go through on a weekly basis, being able to prepare and get yourself ready to play.
How much does that NFL experience help you in being a coach now at the college level? I mean, you've been there. Guys are going to look at you and have some respect that they might have those ambitions to try to get there or at least get the most out of their careers. Right. How do those experiences help you now?
It helps a lot, because what happens is when you're in a meeting room or you're on the field, you can sit there and you can tell a guy, look, I've been there, this is what happens, this is what you're going to feel, and he's going to get out there and he's going to experience the same thing you just explained to him. So now it's going to click and it's going to be able to carry over and he's going to understand what you're talking about.
Absolutely. And looking at your coaching career, you started as a grad assistant Arkansas?
Right.
How many years have you been there?
I was there for the last 2 seasons.
Last 2 seasons working there. So Garrett McGee comes to UAB. He's coming to Birmingham. And he calls you up and he offers you obviously the next step in your coaching career, a position coach, moving up from the grad assistant. What is that conversation like when you realize you're going to take the next step in your career here in Birmingham?
Oh, it was great. When I talked to him, I said, hey, I need to let my wife know, make sure and run it by her, make sure everything's good with her.
That's very smart, by the way. I run everything by my wife,
right.
too.
And he said, well, give it 24 hours, give me a call back, let me know, what you're thinking. And I called him back, immediately. I let her know. I said, look, Coach McGee called. This is what's on the table. And he said, she goes, that's what you've been waiting for. Let's go. And what's great about it is I'm back in Conference USA, where obviously when I was at Louisville, we were Conference USA. Yeah.
Absolutely. So looking at you on the coaching field, I got to see you a little bit in the spring. And right. You're an intense guy. Now, I talked to you right here. You talked about it before. We went on camera. You kind of, takes a little bit to warm up to the camera, so to speak. But right. you are an intense guy on that field. They were circled up one time, and they were doing what do you call the drill when everybody circles up and goes to tackle each other?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, I thought you were gonna go in there with no helmet on. I thought you was gonna go in there and push him back.
I was ready to. What I think is important is that the players see the intensity in the coach, because then it's going to carry over and he's going to have that same kind of intensity when he gets on the field, and it shows it's important to me, so I expect it to be important to them as well.
Well, I can tell you played in the NFL. You look like you can still suit up now. So
yeah, I can still do a little bit.
I'm
getting a little old now. I can't do it.
Well, definitely glad to have you here in Birmingham. Looking at your tight end unit, you got some different type guys.
Right.
Talk about your unit a little bit. What do you see when you look at the tight ends here in Birmingham?
Well, first off, when we talk about it in our meeting room being a tight end, it's a couple different positions. It's a what we call a Y, a T, and an F. Three different positions, 3 different type of body styles that can do some of the same things, but also they have a little bit different type of play to them, if you will. But what's really good is we have to be able to do everything. We got to be able to run down the field, catch a football. We got to be able to block at the point of attack. Got to be able to block a defensive end, lead block on linebackers. Get out in space and make a guy miss. I think the tight ends got to be great special teams players. Just kind of a utility type of guy, a guy that can do everything.
Okay, and I got to ask you about one player. One of Blazer TV, we've interviewed this guy several times. What comes to your mind when I say Sam Mccarthy?
Very intense, hard worker.
I can see you guys getting along with the intensity level.
We do. We get along well. I like Sam a lot. He's a hard-working guy. He's hard-nosed. The game of football is important to him.
Yeah, when I saw you out there coaching,
Right.
And I've seen Sam play. I knew right away there was going to be a click there.
Yeah, we get along.
but you got a really good unit. You got other guys coming in, Nolan Smith and Brad Pruitt and Jordan Longoria. You got some other guys who, Kennard Backman, who had some starting experience last year. So obviously you got a very diverse group to work with this year.
Right. You know, with Kennard, you know, Nolan, Bud, Longoria. Also, that we just added a couple new freshmen. You know, Grant Davis, Michael Parada, Steve Pickering. Those type of players, you know, I think that they're really going to, you know, do a lot of good things within this offense.
Obviously, we're looking forward to seeing the offense on the field this year. And what's one thing you've kind of figured out about UAB or Birmingham you and your wife might have found since you got here? What do you think about living here so far and being a part of UAB?
Man, I like living here. You know, I'm from the South anyways, so to come from Arkansas back down, you know, into Alabama is, you know, it's kind of like being back home. You know, it's a closer, even though I'm not from Alabama, I'm from Florida. But I've lived in the country, and to me, it's kind of that type of feeling.
Well, we're glad to have you here in Birmingham, and looking forward to seeing that intensity level on the sideline this year.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.